everyone! So, as many of you have requested that do know me, you've been really wanting me to do tutorials for you. The very first request was to do a smoky eye and in kind of like a trending shade. So if you haven't noticed, there has been like deep purples, like kind of like the plums and like the emeralds, and then of course that beautiful cobalt color for the fall. That has been the three most popular trending shades that I have really seen. So I did this look right here, and it's a really nice smoky look with purples that are still very, very wearable, and like you could go out with it, or if your job allows you to kind of like have this type of look, then you could definitely do that, or if you have a party to go to or anything of that sort, or if you just wanted to experiment. I'm trying to show you the easiest ways that I like to do makeup, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is prime the eyelid. I love to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and we're just going to apply that onto the eyelid. Alright, so the next thing that you want to do, I'm using the Stila in the Moment palette. Use those mini purples and browns into it. First color I'm going to grab is this darker shade right here. I'm just using a flat eyeshadow brush by Sephora. And I'm just going to pat that onto the lid like so. Does not have to be perfect, because they're going to blend it out later. The next thing you want to do is you want to get a crease brush. I'm just using another Sephora one. And I am going to grab this brighter purple right here. And I like to do small kind of like circling motions into it just to give it a really pretty blend. Just like that. Then what I'm going to do, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a deeper look, I am going to grab this color right here. It's kind of a black with a glitter sparkle to it. And I'm just going to grab whatever brush I have. I'm just using a MAC angle brush, the 275. You can really use any brush that you want to, just as long as it can give you a great blend. I'm just going to apply that into the outer area, right into here. I'm pulling it up a little. It's kind of creating this triangular part right here and going down, but of course I'm going to blend it. And the last thing that I love to do is to use a matte color that kind of gives a that's like really close to your flesh tone. So whatever your shade color is, you just want to stay as close as possible to it. I personally don't like to do like a shimmer onto the brow bone area, so I'm kind of like an in-between shade. I'm just using the Too Faced matte palette, and I'm using these two in conjunction right here. I'm applying that into the brow bone. And honestly, you could use whatever brush you want for this part. I am applying it in this inner corner and pulling it up. It just helps give it a much cleaner look. Then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a, this is just a gel liner brush. Just anything that has a really nice point to it, or just small applicator. And what I'm going to do, that very first color that I applied to onto my lid, right there, I am going to put that underneath the eyes, right into here. and I am just kind of pulling it sideways just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a blend. Now what I'm going to do is apply mascara. You can use whatever mascara you want. Personally, I love the Stila Glamorize. I've just been using it for the past like about 4 years, and I absolutely love it. It just gives me the most volume, length, definition, doesn't clump up my lashes, everything like that. Okay, so after applying mascara, I personally like to let it dry down, and then I'm going to show you a trick that I like to do. So I'm going to move on to the face. So I had already primed my face. I had used the Stila Illuminating BB Cream 10-in-1. Absolutely love this. It gives a really beautiful glow to the face. Helps smooth out any. Today I'm going to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation. With this foundation, gives a really nice full coverage, real beautiful finish to it. I like to use their brush that they recommend for it. It really does help out, give a really, really smoother blend to it. So if you do like this foundation, then I would recommend using some type of a big buffing brush for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over the face. I do go underneath the eyes too. Okay, so there we go for that. After that, I like to go ahead and apply my brows. I always recommend for everyone to put on eyebrows. It's just going to help frame the face. I mean, once I have it on, like, this look will start to really come together. I'm just going to use a palette that's Tarte had did as an exclusive thing to Sephora a while back. And I'm going to use this color. I use it just because I have a little bit more of a redder hint to my hair, so I like to complement that. You can use a brow pencil, you could use a gel pen, whatever you really want. And I like to start towards the end right here and then pull it down, and then I like to go from this bottom area and go up, just start give it some shape. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, like, it creates a lot of fullness, a little bit more of a polished lips. And then also, if you have brows that like to fall down, I like to set it with a clear brow gel. I'm using the Anastasia one, and I'm just going to comb that through, and just helps hold it into place for your hairs. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so then the next thing I like to show you is a little trick that I do. I do use the Stila Liquid Black liner. It is the best one, hands down. And the way that I like to do it is to tap it on top of my lashes. So it creates a really thin line. So then it makes your lashes look a little bit more full. And that way it doesn't kind of take away from this look. So I am literally just going to go right here in the lash line and tap. That's all I'm doing. So I tap, tap, tap. And the reason why you have that mascara there is because it creates a base for you. So it just gives a little bit more of a fullness. And then this part is optional, or you are able to do it, and that is to do a liner in the waterline. I am going to stick to a purple, if I can find it. There actually is a purple that comes inside the palette. It's called Tetra. And I'm just going to apply that right into there. I don't really go too much into my waterline as much as I do or did in the past. Kind of keep it right into that lashed line. But yeah. Here we go. And then next one. And I don't like tug my eye fully, just kind of press it down just lightly because I don't want any wrinkles. There we go. And then as far as complexion goes, one of the last things I personally like to do is to throw on a little bit of a concealer right into there after I've done like the liner and everything that I just showed you. You can kind of use whichever one you want. Today, just kind of switch it up, and I'll be using different products throughout my videos, so then you can just see how they look and everything like that. I am going to use the Benefit. It's called the Fake Up. And it's a very, very hydrating stick. I am extremely dry, so love using this. And I do not set it with any type of powder at all. And what I do is I go underneath right here, and then I will go down at an angle and then pull it back up. So then I have this kind of angel wing tip. I wish I had better lighting, but I don't. And right into that other eye. Notice I'm not getting so close to where I did that coloring. And then you have two options for this. You can either tap it in with your finger, or you could grab a brush. Today I'm just going to tap it in with my finger just because it will kind of absorb a little bit more of the moisture. And I always use my ring finger, it just applies the least amount of pressure. Just like that. There you go. Now, some people will set their entire face and makeup with a setting powder, and because of the foundation that I use, I am not, just because it will dry out more of my face. If you do have an extremely oily face, then I would recommend setting it with a setting powder, anything that is translucent, or a sheer press powder, for example, like the Smashbox kind of touch-up powder or the new Urban Decay Naked. Like those kind of powders that aren't meant to create a lot of a coverage, just more of a polisher. And I don't typically, actually I hardly ever set underneath my eye area just because of how dry I am. Everything will dry up and then set on top of the face and then in a sense fall off. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to start moving on. And for this I am going to use this palette right here from Stila. It's the Dare to Bear. Absolutely love these palettes because it has shadows and then a bronzer and a highlight right into here. I'm just going to use a MAC 113 brush. You could really use whatever brush you personally want. Nothing particular. I'm like to start back here right underneath that hollow bone, and I like to pull it upward as I blend. Like so. Creates a really nice light natural look. A lot of people apply bronzers everywhere, and generally you're not really supposed to. I mean, I hate to say supposed to, but like making it a rule, but like you don't want to make it into your foundation powder, so to speak. I do go around the hairline, right into this temple especially, and then right into here. If you do have a lower hairline that comes like down here, I wouldn't necessarily put bronzer there. I personally feel like I have a pretty big forehead, so to bronze that up, it just brings more attention to the center of my face. Hit up the chin just a little, and then you can bring it down into the neck area. Like so. And then I'm going to use the highlight from this palette. And I like to go right above the cheekbone and hit it up right here. Notice I'm not going directly underneath this area. I'm still just kind of pulling it down. This gives a really nice, let that adjust, really nice highlight. Makeup Forever number 12 blush. It's just a very nice neutral, kind of like a deeper mauve, I would say. You could do a pink with this look. Whichever blush you kind of like to go to. I'm just grabbing something a little bit more neutral. And I like to apply that right onto the apples of the cheek, like so, right here, and then pull it out. I'm just going to keep it simple for the lips. I'm just going to throw on a gloss. I don't even know if Sephora even carries this anymore. It may have gone on sale. It's just their glossy gloss in the shade Sparks Fly Mauve. If it is on sale, I would go on Sephora.com. So I'm just going to apply that on. And there we go. And that's the look for the day. Let me know what you think and what you want to see in the future, and I'll see y'all again. Bye.